This is Kevin Min with Outside the Games. We're here live with Elijah Elliott, running back from Central Catholic, class of 2020. Elijah, thank you very much for being on our show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, just so you know, Outside the Games does cover a lot of different student athletes from Washington to Oregon to California. But we are very, very blessed to be here with a special student athlete there, Elijah Elliott from Central Catholic here in Portland, Oregon. Elijah, we appreciate you being on the show. We do talk about family life and football. When we discuss that, it's kind of some different topics that obviously can kind of get you to think a little bit about who you are, what you are. Really, the thing about it is hashtag Student Athlete Strong. This is about the player and the person. So you being a player on the field, you're also a person too as well.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So let's talk about family life and football. Let's first start though about how, as you being raised and growing up, okay, and what was that like for you growing up, little Elijah Elliott, and getting older to really want to understand? Okay, I'm going to decide to maybe play the game of. Well, I'm going to decide to play the game of football.
Yeah.
Right. And so, tell me, what helped you gravitate to the game?
So growing up, my family, me and my brothers and cousins, we all always played sports. Sports is really our thing in our family. But the thing that really got me to play football, I would say my older brother, Deontay Strickland.
Oh, okay.
He used to play for APP. And I used to just watch him, and the environment of the football was great. And then one day, my dad was driving, and we passed this football field, Vancouver Warriors. That's the first team I started playing with. And I was like, Dad, I want to play football. And he signed me up. So
there it was.
Started
there. How old were you at that time?
I was 5, 6.
Okay,
on that
very
age.
young.
Yeah, I was
young. But something about that game itself caught your eye, and for you to want to play. And Dad didn't hesitate to sign you up.
No, he didn't.
Right?
He didn't.
It's that lineage of football that's happened throughout the family. So I get that. Now, with the fact of you growing up, what was it like in the Elijah Elliott household? What was it like being a young guy and growing up and learning? You're going to school, going to grade school. There's a kindergarten, grade school, and then you get into high school. But just those early years of Elijah Elliott, what was that like growing up with mom and dad and just being around that?
It was great. My parents always supported me in everything I did. I count on them for everything.
Yeah.
And my brothers supported me too. They were hard on me.
I bet.
Of course.
I
mean,
yeah,
it was nice.
Having
them.
It's interesting. You look at parents; they have a different role, right?
Yeah.
And mom has a certain role that she provides for you, and then dad has a certain role. Tell me the differences because everybody can be different. Their parents can be a little different, but tell me what those roles have meant for you when it comes to let's start with your dad.
Okay.
What kind of role has been important for you in your development from your dad?
My dad, he showed me how to be like a young man with character and nice and nice to be around.
Right.
So he showed me like what it means to be a man.
How to handle yourself, right?
Take care of a family and all that.
So he tried to provide a good example.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Now let's take mom. Mom. What was it that mom was able to offer you in raising Elijah Elliott today?
My mom is a very tough woman. So like she always was tough on me, but she loved me. So she showed me how to be tough and stuff like that.
Yeah. Was it something about how mom, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Dad and mom, when it comes to how Elijah's being raised maybe or whatever. Tell me the differences, how they are when they worked with you and helping you grow up.
You mean like, what do you mean?
As their father, the father role that he played when it came down to helping you, maybe let's just say this, getting to football games, right?
Yeah.
Is that something that your dad helped you out a lot?
My dad he's always been there at every game, every practice. So support.
And then there's mom. Right?
Yeah, and mom
cooking.
was there. Yeah, mom cooking.
There's cooking and mom supporting and being there.
Yeah.
So, but they each have those different roles, and they were important, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Now, for you, you're not the only one in the family.
I'm not.
That's right.
No, I'm not.
Tell me a little bit about the Elijah family house, or we'll tell you the Elliott home. What is it like?
So my older brother, Deontay Strickland, he's at PSU right now playing basketball. Okay. And then my little sister, Mina Elliott. So,
all right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So tell me this: when being an older brother to a little sister, It'd be a little bit of challenging
Yeah,
at times, right?
It can, yeah.
But definitely, I think that's something that your parents work with you to kind of say, okay,
Yeah.
Elijah, give your sister a break.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's what it's like being in the Elliott home. We're giving them a little bit of glimpse of that. Now we also talk about mentorship and how important mentorship is. Tell me who your mentors are and why.
I have plenty of mentors.
Yeah.
I would start off with Coach Jordan. He's
Okay.
a big mentor.
Anthony Jordan.
Yeah,
right?
Anthony Jordan.
Yeah,
Coach KB.
Okay.
My brother. My brother is a big mentor for me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
What ways because mentors can be different because they handle different. They see you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say in a different light too much, but they deal with you in a different way possibly than somebody else does. Kind of pick those three and kind of describe let's just take Anthony Jordan. What was it about him that's kind of helped you as being a mentor for you?
He was like a second dad for me. He kind of just showed me what it's like to be a young man, and he's always been there for me too.
Yeah.
I met him 5th grade when I went to.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. So the eyes were early on Elijah
Yeah.
Elliott from Coach Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Take KB, Adam Kennebrew. What was it like for him? For him being a mentor to you?
It was nice. He's like Coach Jordan too. Like just always there for me. I sleep at his house all the time.
Ah,
and
okay.
Go over film with him.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
And then your third one, I think it was.
It's my big brother.
Your big brother Deontay.
And he was just always like a role model. And he always just showed me things.
Was there a little bit of competitiveness, that edge that was going on,
yeah.
even though being a little younger, but you still being your older brother?
Yeah.
Was there still some competition going on?
Yeah, of course. We compete with each other all the time about everything.
Right.
Yeah. Go outside when we're younger. We go outside, race, play basketball.
Oh, okay.
And he'll beat me all the time, and I would
and talk about it.
Yeah, and talk mess to me.
Right,
And
right.
it just made me like want to play harder and just keep playing. I would play them all night.
So believe it or not, younger brother, that's you being Elijah, taking notes, right?
Yeah,
You're
taking
taking notes, going, okay, next time I got him. Next time I'm gonna try this, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of that. So if you haven't, we're here with Elijah Elliott, running back from Central Catholic, class of 2020. Elijah, again, thank you for being on our show. And we're talking about mentorship, and then we're going to kind of go right into student-athlete challenges.
Yeah.
And I tell you, right? That reaction right there, I could just tell.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different take on student-athlete challenges. It's interesting. We've talked to some student-athletes in Washington, some in Oregon, and some in California. They change. They're different, right? But take me through Elijah Elliott. And in your mind and what you'd go through, what are some of the student-athlete challenges you face? And again, you're attending school, going to class, and on top of it, competing on the field, training room, film, all weight room, all this stuff. So tell me what some of these student challenges are that you face.
So for me, my biggest challenge would be managing time.
Yeah.
Because I'll have practice, and then I'll have stacked loads of homework. And then I'll stay up to like 12:30 doing my homework. Then I get up 5 because I live in Vancouver, and then I gotta go to 0 period. So like I'll be sleepy out through the day. So it's just managing time. Like that's the biggest thing for me.
Have there been certain things that has that been something that you've kind of known that you've been kind of like that?
Yeah.
As you've kind of went along, right?
Yeah.
What kind of things are you kind of working on how you can get better at that?
Doing my homework like right after school. Like I've started doing that, and it's getting better. But like going right after school and letting my coaches know like, oh, I need time doing my homework, because school is first, and mom don't play.
Right.
Mom don't play.
There comes mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
But I think together they both are also looking how important school is for you. So they're. Are you the kind of person that likes to have some structure? There has to be some kind of structure for you laid out for you to kind of work around that structure?
I like to go over things with teachers and get a better understanding.
Yeah. Take me through a day in the classroom with Elijah Elliott. I don't go to school with you.
Okay.
But take me in a day of where you're attending Central Catholic, right? Let's first of all start here. In a classroom. First of all, what is your favorite class that you're taking right now?
I would say right now.
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
Okay. I was horrible at chemistry.
Yeah.
But so what is it about chemistry that you like?
It's just fun. I like to work with things and like chemicals and all that stuff. That stuff is like fun to me.
Remember the periodical chart,
Yeah,
right? All the elements,
all that.
right?
Yeah, and like group work too. It's like a lot of group work, and I like
Okay.
to work in groups.
Oh,
so
nice.
like,
So you
that
make
stuff.
presentations. So you're working as a
Yeah.
group. Put this compound with that compound,
yeah,
and then present it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, got
Yeah,
you.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, does Elijah sit in the back of the class or the front of the class?
Front.
Did you learn that really quick?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell me what happens in the back of the class.
People play in the back of class. You sit in the front.
Yeah. What is it about the front of the class that helps you?
It just shows you that it shows the teachers that you're into the class and you're ready to learn and you're not playing around. And then you get to when you take notes, it's better to sit in the front. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You can't see anything behind you.
You can.
You can. If you're focused on things in front, that's helpful. Yeah. Now with you, when you know the class load that you have, how do you balance that with playing football?
I just
Do you kind of have to look at it from a standpoint of, okay, so you have your class load.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of person that has a binder to make sure you have things scheduled and kind of set aside, kind of planned out?
Yeah, I write stuff in my binder. Okay, I got homework due Wednesday. Okay, and then
so you go through the week.
Go through the week with my binder.
So there's homework, there's test taking,
Yeah.
right? You get the surprise tests, quizzes.
Yeah, pop quizzes.
Pop quizzes, right? There's
Yeah,
some of those
I hate
teachers that love to
those.
do those on you, right?
Yeah.
But with that, now you have that organization set aside for your schoolwork. Now, how do you blend that into what you do on the field? Like when you film room, weight room sessions, being with your teammates, going on traveling to. So how do you handle that load?
I just kind of tell myself I can just do it, Like sometimes it's tough. Like I'm in film and I'm like, oh shoot, like I feel like going to
You
bed.
hit the wall.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
oh man, but I'm like, you know what? I go drink some water, walk it off, and get ready. Push through.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, what other student athlete challenges do you face? I mean, because let's take Elijah Elliott when he was a freshman, sophomore. Boy, did that high school look big.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, coming from grade school, right? And now, so tell me what was different back then that you experienced, like freshman, sophomore year, student athlete challenges. What was challenging back then?
Probably like nothing really was really challenging. I probably like stay in focus. Like when I was freshman, like everybody, like
A lot of people that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It's something new, right?
Yeah, something new.
But now take it to your now junior year. What have you done differently, and what has been different for you to experience?
I just like put my schoolwork first.
Yeah.
Like I've always been a student where I put my schoolwork first, but like I really put it first, and because student athlete, so I really put my schoolwork first,
Yeah.
and then everything second. So and that helped me,
Right.
and then coaches and even classmates they helped me as well. Like classmates, I asked for help with homework,
Right.
and then learning how to talk to the teachers too. Because I used to be kind of scared to talk to teachers.
That's not.
But
That happens.
yeah,
That
yeah.
happens. A lot of fear in that because it's like, okay, I'm approaching an adult
Yeah.
in a sense that experienced in their
Exactly.
profession. But you also there's that pride thing that you don't want to right.
You don't want to ask for help.
Yeah,
Like,
there's also help, or
yeah.
you sometimes don't want to raise your hand because
Yeah.
I may be the wrong answer.
Yeah, I might sound a little stupid, something like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right, but you fight through that too
Yeah.
as well.
Exactly.
Now, how does Elijah Elliott handle another student challenge, or maybe this is one that you have? Social media.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Sometimes I'm on social media way too much, like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and sometimes, like I actually did this before. I would just give my dad my phone, and be like, just take my phone for a while,
Wow.
or he would take it from me.
Okay.
And it's just like I just need time to get away from that,
Right.
and be around the people.
Have you ever found it that, and you could take a television program, you can take it from a standpoint of being on the phone too long. You look at the time that you first started,
Yeah.
and then it's like you look at the clock again, and it's like man, I've been on this thing for like 2 to 3 hours, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of hits you a little bit too. Now, for you as a athlete and now a student athlete, how does your team handle Central Catholic? How do they handle schoolwork, the school load for their student athletes? Do you guys have like a study hall that you guys work together in, or is there a time set aside for each student that they go to a study hall of some sort?
Usually we'll all just help each other out because we don't really have a time where we have a study hall. But like in the beginning of class, like it's the commons, so we all chill, and like we would be like, "Hey, bro, you do the homework?" All right, and he said, "No." All right, come on, let's do the homework. Let's get it done. So we just all keep each other accountable, and we all just work together and do it and help each other. So
that's important.
Yeah,
that's important. Let's talk about another distraction. What other distraction do you think you face?
I'll be real. The girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, I've heard it. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
Time management. You talked about time management before. How do you handle something like that? You have, let's just take this. We won't take the list load now. Your classwork, then you're being on the field.
Yeah.
And then you got, social media.
Yeah.
And you have a girlfriend. So, girls and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you handle that when it comes to time management? How do you have to be?
To be real with you,
be real.
During the season, I don't do girls.
Yeah.
There's no girlfriend for me. Because it's like I'm focusing on the season.
Yeah.
And then it's always school before anything. So I always let like whatever like female I'm talking to, I always let them know like what's the main goals are. And if they respect that, then, yeah. Exactly.
So you have your standards.
Yeah, I have
that
those standards.
you set forth for you, and from that, tell me this: what do you think about social media? Has it been something? A lot of people have a different take on social media, what it means. Some people think that it gives an access to maybe the athlete of people that maybe you haven't talked to before in life, and it gives you this kind of like arena of different people that you haven't talked to. Right? There's that. But then, how do you feel as social media can be? Is it a good thing or bad thing? What is it, do you feel?
To me, it's a good thing, but it can turn into a bad thing if you're on it too much and if social media is just your life, you know? But it's a good thing because like you said, you meet people, athletes meet coaches through social media and stuff like that. So like, it's a good thing, but it can turn into a bad thing if you spend way too much time on it. And,
especially when you have a pop quiz the next day.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We're now going to transition a little bit into the season. Okay. But let's first talk about 7-on-7 football. And why I bring that up is because that's kind of the off season, right? It gets you ready for the regular season. Is Elijah Elliott participating in 7-on-7?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you feel 7-on-7 is? Is it something that helps Elijah Elliott, or is it something that you feel doesn't benefit you, or how do you feel about that?
Personally, I like 7-on-7 a lot because I love to just play football and just to compete against somebody, And then like when you're going against a good wide receiver, or like, a good DB, it just shows you where you're at, and then where you need to work on and where you need to improve. So personally, I like it. I like it a lot, and it's football. Like I'm gonna play football whenever.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And there's something about 7-on-7 where it comes to a point of where there is no off season. Yeah. It's still competing, right?
Exactly.
You're not with pads, of course, but
you're still working.
You're still working on your skill, honing your skills, and improving maybe footwork or how you catch,
route running,
right?
And it could be good because you could be with your group. Like your quarterback and your wide receiver, and then y'all get that connection, like a better connection. And so then when you hit the season, it's like, oh, we've been doing this,
Right, exactly.
So, we've been doing this.
Now, is it something that, have you played 7-on-7 pretty much all your 3 years, starting your freshman year? Okay, all right. A lot of competition. How do you feel about facing other competition from other 7-on-7s that you play? How do you feel about that competition?
Oh, I love it. I love to compete.
Yeah.
And especially when somebody's on Twitter talking about, oh, this is the best wide receiver, 4-star.
Right.
That's the guy I want right there.
Right.
Because I want to see, Like, if he's really all
Yeah,
that.
right,
yeah,
exactly.
I want to see.
Now, let's go on to talk about Central Catholic. Now, this was an interesting year this year. Obviously, it didn't play out the way you wish it would have.
Yeah.
You and your teammates,
Yeah.
Tell me one great thing that you learned from Central Catholic, the football team, this year as a junior that you appreciate.
I learned my teammates a lot better this year.
Yeah.
A lot better. And
in what way? What did you kind of learn about them?
The things that they were going through, some of my teammates they're going through, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I looked at them and thought, oh, they have the perfect life. But like, as we coming together, bonding, talking, I'm like, man, you're
going through that.
You're going through, you're going through that stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and it pulled us all together.
It's interesting you bring that out because it's a thing of where it's not just Elijah Elliott, right? It's not your box or area in space. It's really this blending of a team and different people and their struggles to some extent and their successes.
Yeah.
You guys sharing that and as a team, right?
Yeah. So
how did you feel in a sense of not being able to continue to be in the playoffs? We're seeing the playoffs play out right now. But how do you feel not participating anymore in it?
It hurts, It hurts because I feel like my team, we should be there.
Yeah.
But you got to set back for a comeback. So
right, exactly.
You got to fail to succeed.
Has it been something that you and your teammates discussed on what, there's a lot of class of 2020 on that team, right?
Yeah.
But there are some seniors going out,
yeah.
right? And you wish them the best and what they were able to accomplish this year. But your teammates and you, have you guys discussed about what next year will kind of look like and how you'll probably get to be better? Did that come up a little bit?
Right after the game, we lost in the quarterfinals to LO, and we all just kind of sat down, and we just kind of just told each other we appreciate each other. But then we were all talking about, like, next year, our senior year, that's our year. And we all got to be on board. Everybody got to be on board, and we got to go get it because that's our last year, and we want to end with a bang. So
right, yeah. If there was one struggle during the season, let's just say one incident, maybe a struggle that you experienced, what was that? And you can think about it for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that.
Okay.
One struggle.
Because there was some injury. Was there maybe an injury there that you faced?
No, I haven't faced any injuries.
Faced any injuries,
no,
okay.
I had a healthy season.
You had a healthy season. But what about the consistency, maybe, of your team in some sense?
Yeah, I could say that's a struggle. That's a struggle.
Consistency,
yeah,
playing that because there were ups and down moments of your season. It was up and down. Yeah. I mean, you start out with West Lynn, goes to overtime, a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah,
that was right at the beginning of the season. You also had, I think, Jesuit was another one, right?
Yeah, it was.
And then you play an out-of-conference game against Eastside Catholic. You travel up to Seattle, which was a big game too as well. And then you have the loss in the quarterfinals to Lake Oswego. So could you say that you could pinpoint probably, again, trying to, that's the hardest thing for some people is to be consistent with your play. Could you see that maybe have been somewhat for not just you, but for everybody?
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that was a struggle.
What are some strengths and weaknesses? And let's talk a little bit. A lot of times players don't like to talk about this, but let's talk about a strength of Elijah Elliott. What are some strengths that Elijah Elliott can present to a team or your teammates for next year?
I feel like I'm a good leader. I know how to pick my team up when they're down, and I talk to them and get them right. And I think that's one
Are you a vocal leader? Is it more of a vocal, or is it more of I play on the field, I'm going to let my play demonstrate it?
Both.
It's both?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with that too, let's take a look at one weakness. Maybe one weakness that you can pinpoint that you know that you can kind of do better next year and you're going to be working on. What's one thing you think?
Weakness? I would probably say watch more film.
break it down more.
Break it down more. Understand like what's really going on.
And it kind of explain a little bit more. Is that more so just the fact of your running and how you're using the linemen from the sample of the offense?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're kind of
like
touching about?
Understand what gaps to hit.
Okay.
Understand what kind of gaps to hit, what to look for from the defense.
Yeah. Is there something to be said about, okay, because a person can have good ability and talent, right?
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another aspect of the film room and having that film time in session, reviewing maybe that team that you're about to face.
Mm-hmm.
Does that give a reason for more study time that you have to put in on film?
I think so.
Yeah.
You gotta study. It's like a math test.
Yeah.
You can't just go in there and then expecting to do good.
It doesn't end well sometimes.
Yeah. You got to put in the work and study. So it's the same with football.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. For you, what is your best feature, and it comes down to how you play the game? How does Elijah Elliott demonstrate to others how he plays the game the right way? What are some things that would you say you kind of do to play it the right way?
Play it the right way. I'm physical, very physical.
Physical runner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
definitely seeing it is a physical sport. Do you feel it's kind of a thing of where you have to hit the holes pretty hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Now there's some playoffs going on right now. All right, there's some playoffs going on right now, and you're not in them. Mm-hmm. It hurts a little bit. Looking at the other student athletes that are out there right now, you have Sheldon facing Lake Oswego in the state final coming up here pretty soon. What is it about those two teams that kind of grab your attention?
Well, we played against LO.
Yeah.
And I like their, it's not about one player. It's like their whole team. You could tell that they're a good team and they work well together.
Right. And
they understand. They have a good scheme and they know what they're doing. So I really like that about them. And they're big and physical.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, and then you got Sheldon on the other end.
Yeah, and they're the same too.
Right.
I watched the Clack and Sheldon game. So and they're the same.
Right. How do you feel about your offensive line this year? Playing with them, what did it mean to you to play with those?
Oh, I love them guys. I love all of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talk down on them, but those guys are some hard-working guys, and I love all of them. Those are all my brothers right there.
Because Elijah Elliott's not getting probably. I mean, there's some ability that you're able to kind of dodge a defender or whatever, but the offensive line,
7-yard runs by myself.
Right.
They're helping.
Are they a strong unit? They've been a kind of a strong unit. You said something a little bit about how they've been kind of talked down upon a little bit, but have they kind of gelled really well together? Yeah. And what does that unit look like next year?
They've been talked down a lot, but they gelled together and they work together. And all of us, our running backs, me and Miles Jackson, we'll pick them up and tell them that they're the best,
Yeah.
And I really believe that they're the best.
Right.
And I think it helps when you have like a teammate telling you that you're good and you got it. And
what does that unit look like next year?
Oh, we lose a couple seniors on there.
Okay.
But majority, we have Andrew, so Andrew's back, and everybody else was a senior, so it'd be probably, and Logan played offensive line too.
All right.
So he'll be there. So it'll be, most of the guys will still be there. A few will be missing.
Does Central Catholic have a little bit of that next man up mentality? A little bit?
Yeah.
They try to have that because, I mean, you lose two seniors.
Yeah.
There's obviously somebody coming up in the ranks in a sense to fill in the gaps, right?
Yeah. But I think those guys are ready.
Yeah.
So
what have your coaches meant to you for your development? I mean, you're talking from freshman year now to your junior year. What have coaches meant for you in your, let's just take your position coach, Adam Kennebrew, KB. He goes by KB. What has he meant to you as a running back?
He means a lot to me, and he was the one that told me that I need to watch more film and understand what I'm looking for. And we took time and we worked on stuff and improving on my stiff arm and juke moves and what juke move or spin move or what move I should use in different kind of situations. So he kind of just break football down on a deeper level instead of just using my talent, like look for things, certain things.
A lot of times, too, defenses throw different looks at you.
Yeah.
So would it also be a little bit of that, previewing the game
Yeah.
that you guys are about to face? And then your game coming up, he would kind of go over some of the defenses or what they kind of do, what's their tendencies.
Yeah, stunts and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what to do and how to handle that. What have the other position coaches meant to you all around?
All of them, Damon Griffin is our wide receiver coach, and he helped a lot on, because I was doing a little bit of wide receiver as well.
Which is not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
They're one thing to run, but they look for a back to also catch out of the backfield or to become somewhat of a receiver too. You're seeing a lot of that in college, and you're seeing a lot in the NFL as well, right?
Yeah, so he just always eye contact. He always told me catching the balls with your eyes, not your hands. So that really stuck with me, and that was the first time I ever heard that.
Wow.
So then,
that was good, stood out.
Yeah, that stood out. So just always catch the ball with your eyes, and that helped me. And route running, and he would always talk mess to me in practice all the time, and that just made me like mad. But he pushed me to compete with. You
got to think about it this way too. Coaches say certain things to get you to see what reaction you're going to have, right? There's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, it's also they see how you handle it, and you keep fighting through, just like everything else we talked about before.
Yeah.
You fight through classwork, you fight through test taking, you fight through a lot of these things. It's time management. We're seeing a pattern here.
Yeah.
You're fighting through a lot of these things, so that's good. What about the other coaches? There's a guy I'm thinking of right now, Anthony Q. Newman.
Oh yeah, my guy.
He brings it.
My guy. He's like me to me. He's like a lot like me, a competitor, and he gets you fired up before the game, and he breaks down. He's like Coach KB. He breaks stuff down from a deeper level so you can understand. So he's a great coach too.
Yeah, for you, talking a little bit about how your coaches help in a sense of preparation. Do you think that's important for coaches to have a big part of that preparation with their student athletes?
Yeah, I think most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and why do you think that's important?
Because it's like I think that's important because
because it's kind of like a thing of where they're preparing you for what's coming up in the game, or they're preparing you what's going to happen with maybe this certain athlete that's playing, or it's like a scouting report in some sense, right?
And it helps you so you can play to the best ability in the game.
So. Totally. Now, for you, what are your goals for your senior year? Tell me what goals you have for your senior year for Elijah Elliott.
The biggest goal for me is like I told you about leadership and how I'm a good leader.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's inconsistent, like you said. Like sometimes I know how to pick up a teammate, and then sometimes I don't. And then learning, like, being a leader is more than just yelling at somebody, but it's like knowing how to work and pick up other people, because some people are not good at being yelled at. So when you got the coaches yelling at you and then you got a player yelling at you, it's like, bro, come on, like.
Right. I don't even hear it now, right.
Yeah, so coming to that player and, like, picking them up different ways. And I was throughout the season, I was like, it was a lot of times I did a lot, like, good, but then sometimes I didn't do so good.
I mean, was there that kind of thing that you had to kind of find that sometimes coaches are in the heat of the moment of the game, right?
Exactly.
And when they are yelling or they're, upset, it's mainly because they're in the game. It's not really about the player. Is that kind of a hard thing for some players to kind of get used to?
Yeah, and sometimes it can just, like, break a player, and then it kind of just mess up his rhythm or his confidence.
And that's where you as teammates, right?
Yeah, as
try
teammates,
to help and
pick each other up.
Pick each other up, yeah. Do you feel with what you have coming back next year, the goal for your team, how far can you guys get?
I believe we can win state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. We all just got to work together. It's going to take some work. Everything takes work, but I believe we can win state.
All right. Well, I tell you, this has been an student athlete here with Elijah Elliott here from Central Catholic. It's running back, class of 2020. Boy, the years have gone by fast, haven't they?
It has.
You know, you look back at it, it's been a blur. It's like, okay, man, I remember when I put the pads on freshman year.
Exactly.
Now it's like it's going to be your senior year coming up here pretty soon.
Crazy.
Things don't stop. Have you felt that Elijah Elliott's had to have you hear about these guys that have a quick motor, the motor's still running. They got to have that fine motor to kind of keep themselves motivated. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you try to do with yourself, to kind of keep that motor going?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep getting myself like self-motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
because there's those walls you hit, right?
Yeah, walls I hit, yeah.
You know,
but just keep motivating myself, tell myself I can do it, and just proving all the doubters wrong. So,
well, I tell you, this is a student athlete that's going to be successful because not only does he take care of things off the field and definitely in the school, with the books and in the classroom, but then also too he's got goals for his team, himself, and his coaches to be able to be successful on that year, so that senior year.
Yeah.
And there's a big class of 2020 that's going to be right there with him.
Yep.
And I can tell you this, he's learned a lot over those years from not only the coaches but also his teammates and also himself.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you being on our show, but we're not done. There's a thing called the Quick Blitz.
Okay.
Quick Blitz. Try to get to know you a little bit.
Cool.
All right, you ready? I'm going to fire this one at you. Favorite food, my friend?
Pizza, pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni pizza, really?
Hands down.
What about favorite dessert?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. Now, does it have whipped cream on top of that?
Huh?
Whipped cream?
No.
No whipped cream?
Yeah.
Not heated? You like it cold
I like
or hot?
it heated.
You like heated, hot pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good to know. PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Really?
Xbox. But I mess with the PlayStation
okay.
too, though.
I'm about to go deeper here.
Yeah.
What game are we playing on Xbox?
Madden.
All right.
Madden. But then, like, if I'm playing Fortnite, I prefer
That's
PS4.
what I kind of know.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So there is an advantage
Yeah.
to PS4 and the 4. There's okay. I get it. Apple or Android, and why?
Apple.
Have you ever had an Android phone?
Yeah, I have, and I hated it. It's Apple.
Get rid of this, little sister. You can have this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. What favorite cleat to wear?
I like the Nike
Vapor Max.
Vapor Max.
Vapor Max is
Yeah,
okay.
Like
He's a
Vapor
Vapor Max guy. Favorite musical artist you're listening to right now?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Okay.
He's always been my favorite.
Always been your favorite?
Always.
Okay. DNA.
Yeah.
It's like, start out with that. Favorite shoe to wear?
Jordans.
Okay.
Jordans. The 11s, right there.
Okay, I was about to ask. Yeah, no, that's been a popular vote amongst a lot. If you were, let's get serious on a couple things here. If you were running late to you had to be somewhere on time, right? Mm-hmm. But you're running late.
Yeah.
Would you call or text, and why?
I'll call.
And why would you?
Because I feel like calling would be better instead of a text. I feel like
Something about hearing you talk.
Yeah, hearing me talk.
Telling them why you're late?
Why I'm late, yeah. So call.
Okay. If you had to change, if Elijah Elliott had to change one thing in the world, say you had that power, that influence to change one thing in the world, what would that one thing be?
Everybody gets education.
Okay. That's important.
Yeah.
Now, let's take this one. For you, what seems to be the thing you most enjoy doing? If you had to choose one place to go, let's say this, to a vacation spot, one place you'd like to vacation to, where would that be in the world?
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
I've never been.
Never been?
No.
Okay.
And it just looks tight.
Yeah.
It looks tight.
Yeah. Favorite car, if you had to drive one?
Range Rover. I like the Range Rovers.
Okay.
Not the new ones, the older ones.
The older ones?
With the box.
Okay, the box looking one.
Yeah.
Okay. Movie you just saw in the theater?
What's it called? The Hate You Give.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Strong movie. You recommend it?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take this one. Looking at who you are as a person,
Mm-hmm.
if you had to recommend to somebody, what they should do, and just say maybe another student athlete, if you had to recommend to them one thing that they should do to be successful as a student athlete, what would that be?
One thing, I would say, believe in yourself.
Right.
Um,
How important is that?
that's a big part. Like, I think that's a lot important.
Yeah.
You got to believe in yourself. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Like school, sports, anything, you got to believe in yourself. So I think that's very important. Believing in yourself.
Yeah, no, I think that holds key and is important.
Yeah.
Many people, confidence and everything,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Is Elijah Elliott, if you were to see somebody getting bullied, what would you do?
I'll stop them right away.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't like bullying.
Yeah.
I've never been really bullied,
Right.
but if I ever seen somebody being bullied, I'll stop them.
Stop them.
Like that's not cool, man.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, I have one last question for you, and I
All
think
right.
I have an idea. I know that you'll get it right. Going to the dentist and getting a filling, or being on outside the games.
Being on outside the
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, hey, I tell you, if you haven't met Elijah Elliott or you haven't seen Elijah Elliott, this is somebody that, again, is a student athlete. Again, hashtag student athlete strong. We do believe in the person and the player making better communities. And I think that's the other thing about it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been anything that you've done in the community? Let's just take that real quick.
I like pick up trash a lot.
Yeah, help out.
Like I would go outside and me and my dad we would pick up trash around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
keep things clean, right?
yeah, and I'll always try to give like people stuff. Like if I see a homeless person, I'll give them money to get food. So.
Right. So I mean, obviously you see again making stronger student athletes.
Yeah.
Again, makes stronger communities. So we appreciate you very much being on our show.
Thanks for having me.
I tell you, Elijah Elliott, it's been a pleasure to get to know you. And this is just one of individuals that we do talk to, again, in Washington, Oregon, and California. And we are nationwide as well. So we do talk to many different student athletes. But I tell you, we wish you the best next season.
Thank you.
I know that there's going to be a lot of hunger to get back to that. And there's a goal at the end of that journey to win state.
Yep.
So again, we thank you for being on the show again. This has been Kevin with Outside the Games. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
All right. I'm Elijah Elliott. I go to Central Catholic, class of 2020. I like football, I like track, and I like to write poems.